name is Kelly Dale, and I'm owner of Off the Beaded Path, which is located in Forest City, North Carolina. For today's Monday must-know video, I want to show you all about memory wire. I want to show you the different kinds of memory wire, the different ends that you can use on memory wire, and the different ways that you can finish off memory wire. That's the name of the game today. The first thing that you need to know about memory wire is that when you pull it out of the package, it looks like a slinky. Okay, it holds its shape really well, and it can be a hot tangled mess if you're not careful. But memory wire is great and easy to work with, and I want to explain to you all about memory wire today. Memory wire comes in different sizes and shapes. This is the round shape, and this is the 1 3/4 inch diameter. That means this is 1 3/4 inch. If it tells you the loops, it says there's 12 loops. That means there's 12 individual loops of wire. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it just tells you that means how many loops of memory wire are actually in a thing. And a loop is one complete circle. Okay, so one complete circle is a loop. So this is by the Beadsmith Company. 1 3/4, 12 loops. They also make a 2-inch diameter that is a little bit bigger, a 2 1/4 inch diameter that's a little bigger, and then they make the 2 1/2, which is even bigger. They also make a ring and a necklace one. The necklace is 3.6 diameters and has 12 loops. So as you can see, it's a pretty good size memory wire. The thing with memory wire, it has different ends that you can use with your wire. This is a memory wire end cap. This size right here is a 3mm ball. And it tells you right here it's 3mm. It comes in a pack of 10, and a pack of 10 we sell for $2.80. This is also a memory wire end cap. This is a 5mm, and it tells you on the package, and a pack of 10 is $2.95. So as you can see, they're just a little bit bigger than those. And then we also carry this great little memory wire end cap variety pack. It comes with 72 pieces, and it has the 3 and the 5mm, as well as some really pretty stardust and corrugated looking ends. Now these ends actually fit on the very end of the memory wire, and I'm going to show you how to use them, but they would fit right here on the very end of each piece of memory wire. And what they're made to do is just to make the ends of your memory wire look decorative. So I want to go ahead and clear all this off, and I want to show you how that I finish off the ends of the memory wire. One of the great things about memory wire is that you can use up a lot of extra beads that you have, or if there's one specific bead you really like I laid this one, I can make a whole bracelet with as many loops as I want with the memory wire. So what I've done is I've started on the very end of my wire here by making just a plain loop. And you want to make sure that that loop is closed all the way so that your beads won't fall off. Then all you have to do is thread on all the beads that you want, and then you're ready to finish off the end. Now I like to make sure when I do my memory wire pieces that the overlap from where it starts to where it ends is about 2 to 3 inches, because it's depending on your wrist size, it will make it a little shorter when it goes on your wrist. The big thing that you need to know about cutting is to use memory wire cutters. These are made specific for memory wire because memory wire is a very hard metal, and if you try and use your good cutters like your Lindstrom pliers or anything like that, you're going to ruin those. So be sure, if you like to use the memory wire, invest in a good pair of memory wire cutters. I'm going to come out about 1/2 inch and cut with my cutters. Then I'm going to use my round nose pliers, and I'm going to grab a hold of the very end of the wire, and I'm going to roll it back towards itself. Now, if it's too far, like if I make my loop and it's a little too far away, I'm just going to keep rolling, almost like a little split ring, so that now both ends of the memory wire are secure. One thing that some people don't like about finishing off memory wire in this style is the fact that you just have 2 loops on the end. But you can also use that to your advantage. One thing that I like to do is make little dangles to drop down. So what I've done is I've taken 3 of my beads that I used and I put those on head pins and made wrapped loops. I'm going to take a jump ring. Now you can use a split ring also, but I'm going to take this is a 5mm 18 gauge jump ring. And I'm going to thread my 3 little beads onto the jump ring. Then I'm going to thread that onto the very end loop of my memory wire. And then close. And when you close, make sure you get that closed. And I've already got my beads on this one so that I wouldn't lose them in between. And so I'm just going to open up that jump ring, flip it over to the other side, thread it onto that one, and then close this ring so that now, instead of just having plain ends, I have ends that have some little dangles on them. Now you can put a charm or whatever you want to on those little ends. It just helps to make them a little more decorative. Now I want to show you how to finish off the ends of the memory wire using the end caps for the memory wire. The first thing you're going to need to use your end caps is 2 end caps and your memory wire. Now I've tried lots of different things as far as glues to glue these end caps on. And the best thing I have found is regular crazy glue. I mean, I've tried it all and they just don't seem to stay on except for with the crazy glue. Now, when you use the crazy glue, what I suggest is putting it on the very tip of your memory wire here. And then slide the bead onto the wire. Don't touch it. If you touch it and that gets on your fingers, you are just going to be stuck together for a while. So, put it on there. Let it completely dry. According to the Crazy Glue Company, it takes about 30 seconds for it to dry and to be intact. So you want to make sure that you leave it on there at least 30 seconds to a minute before you start stringing your beads. Then you'll just start stringing your beads onto your thread or onto your memory wire. Now, I showed you the 3 and the 5 in the memory wire, but I forgot to show you these. These here are pointed end caps, and they give the ends of your memory wire a little bit of a different look. So you can also use these. But let me double check. Yeah, now that is good and secure. So I don't have to worry about that bead coming off. But I want to get a few beads on here, and then I'm going to show you something that I do to kind of help secure and make sure that that end bead never comes off. I've got some beads threaded on here. And what I like to do to kind of, I guess, make myself feel better that if this ever pops off, I'll have a backup, is I go ahead and I take that crazy glue and I'll go ahead and I'll put a little bit more crazy glue here along one end, like a 3 or 4 bead length, and then go ahead and let your beads slide down over that crazy glue. And so to me, that just gives me a little bit of extra comfort, that knowing that if this bead ever pops off, the beads here that are glued down are going to have to pop off too for my whole bracelet to fall apart. So it might be that if this very end bead ever pops off, you know, these are glued, so you've still got enough time where if you can take it off, then you can get home and put another little end cap on it. But then all you have to do once those are dry is to just continue threading on your beads until you get however many loops that you want. Once you have all your beads threaded onto your memory wire and you're ready to finish off the other end, then you're ready for your crazy glue again. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to slide these last few beads here. I'm going to slide those out of the way. And I'm going to use my crazy glue, and I'm going to put some crazy glue right on the very end here of the memory wire and slide those beads into place. Now the great thing about your memory wire cutters is if you look, you see here on this, I guess the way we're looking at would be the left-hand side. You see how much space is left there? That is the perfect space from the bead to, if you put the cutters all the way up to your bead and then you cut it, that's the perfect space you need to add the bead. So go ahead and put your memory or your crazy glue here on the end of the piece, and then find the end hole here and slide that onto your bead. And you can see that is the perfect amount of space that you need to finish off the end with an end cap. So you just want to sit, make sure it's good and secure on there, and then just let it sit and dry. And you'll want to make sure that it's completely dry before you start messing and pulling on it before you wear it, so that way you can make sure it's good and dry and you won't have to worry about your little bead caps or your end caps falling off as you wear your bracelet. So I hope you guys enjoyed this week's Monday Must Know video. Be sure to come back next week when I'm going to show you another important topic on how to make a plain loop and how to make a wrapped loop for a head pin that you can make into an earring, a charm, a dangle, whatever you want. Also, be sure to check out our website, offthebeadedpath.net. That's our jewelry website, for a free pattern on how you can use the smallest memory wire, which is the 1 3/4 diameter, to make a really fun and easy hoop earring. I'll see you guys on Thursday for a full-length instructional video. Bye-bye!